Okay. Wild. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Rob. And we're testing out some live streaming, audio, cameras, me, this space, camera setup. If we can capture some Tai Chi form and see how this goes. It's all very new to me. I'm actually going to take this time right now to talk a bit about Tai Chi and see if I can understand how all this technology works. I keep getting this error message. I don't really know what that is. This might look terrible, in which case we'll get rid of it and try again. So I have some notes here. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to talk about Tai Chi. We're going to, if we get this thing going, we'll have some lessons on the stream, and hopefully people will get something out of it in these tough times that we're going through. I've been studying this particular form for about form of Tai Chi that I'm going to teach for about 15 years with the same Sifu, Sifu Tom Chan. Sifu just means teacher. Sifu Tom teaches the Wu style family lineage, and specifically Northern Wu style. However, he switches things up and adds his own flavors and blends to the mix. So we're going to learn the traditional 108 movement, long form. And Sifu Tom has studied martial arts his entire life, and he will tell you that he finds Wu style the best form to apply for self-defense training. I'll explain more about why that is as we go, and we'll look at some of the applications of the form. But briefly, the 108 Northern Wu style is a rounder and smaller frame form that can be more conducive to modern street fighting and self-defense techniques. And that is why we study that form. It is 108 movements, as the name implies, but not all the movements are unique. There's lots of repetition. It takes about 45 minutes to do the entire 108 movements. But that can be sped up or even slowed down. You can actually do it in about 15 minutes if you do the fast form. And this brings up a kind of interesting point about Tai Chi. And I'm not going to say that there's no wrong way to execute the form. There's absolutely wrong ways to do it, but it's not a rigid framework, especially the way that we learn it. There's lots of flexibility within the form, and it's adaptable to your body type, what's going on with you physically, mentally, etc. This flexibility is why it's so applicable for self-defense. In self-defense situations, you have no idea what's coming, so the form needs to mold itself to whatever life presents you. When we learn the form, I've been thinking about this, and I think that there are three key aspects that we learn simultaneously and we apply simultaneously as we're doing the form. The first aspect is proper body mechanics. Probably the most immediate aspect that you'll encounter as you start to try the movements. Tai Chi body mechanics training is where the main benefits to physical health are derived. Flexibility, posture, muscle toning, proper alignment, balance, all of these are part of Tai Chi body mechanics. The next aspect we'll encounter as we study is the mental focus training that comes with practicing the form. This is primarily the result of focusing and connecting the mind with the body on every movement and sensation in the body, and opening the senses to your immediate environment. it may kind of seem contradictory to say that we want to focus the mind on the body and internally, and then we also want to focus externally on the environment. But we'll talk a little bit more about that contradiction later. The final aspect is, I think, derived from the first two aspects. So, or rather, all three of these aspects feed into and feed out of each other during the form training. This aspect is more difficult to describe with words, and at least English language, there aren't really words to fully encompass what this, to really get at what this is all about. And it gets into a bit of what's considered the mystical aspects of Tai Chi. I don't particularly consider it mystical. I consider it very grounded in reality. But we can call it flow, or Qi, or the Tao, or whatever name you like. But basically, through form practice, your blood and the other fluids of your body flow more freely. The joints and ligaments of your body open, breath becomes steady and deep, and your mind slows and focuses on your body. And all of these things can be considered part of the Qi developing. So as these three aspects of body mechanics, three aspects of of body mechanics, the mind-body connection, and Qi flow interact, we achieve a state of mental and physical relaxation when practicing the form. However, relaxation is not the correct word. This isn't relaxing on the beach or floating down a river or sitting on your couch. This is a very alert sort of relaxing. We want the body loose but poised, and we want our movements round but sharp. These words may seem contradictory, alert but relaxed, loose but poised, round but sharp. But in these contradictions, we see the emergence of the yin and the yang, and these deep, ancient Taoist principles that Tai Chi is based on. I don't study Taoism, and I'm not going to talk about it, but only to say that I know it and I feel it through my form practice. You feel the yin and the yang, and the kind of contradictions that I just referred to. But you feel them kind of coming together and resolving. Through the study of these principles, we also get an added benefit that I'm going to call repairing trauma. Now, this is trauma of both body and mind. And for me, it's simply repairing the mental and physical damage done from staring at a computer screen all day and raising a small child, and as well as the stress of dealing with the world. Even before the current shitstorm that we're all in, the world can be a stressful place. But more severe trauma can also be corrected by Tai Chi practice. Now, I'm not a doctor, of course. If you know me, you know that. I'm not a physical therapist, but I know how damaged my body can get from my lifestyle, and I can say with certainty that Tai Chi keeps me alive and keeps me functioning. So this is just personal experience here. And there's one more thing that I like to talk about that I think is important to understand, or at least is very important to me when practicing. Tai Chi practice is, if not anti-capitalist in itself, it does not require one to participate in capitalism in order to practice. There is no special equipment needed. There are no outfits to buy, no special shoes that you need. You can practice anywhere. You can do it in your house, in your hotel room, outside in the park, in a parking lot. I've practiced in the woods, on the beach, on top of the mountains, and I've practiced in airports. The only thing that you really need is a teacher or a sifu. That's where I come in with these streams. I'm going to do the best I can to get you going with the basic principles and movements, and hopefully the world will become somewhat closer to some sense of normalcy soon, and we'll hopefully be able to find a time where those of you that are actually interested in this can meet up with me in the park, a park, but probably Prospect Park in Brooklyn, and continue our training in real life, which is necessary for proper training. If you're not local to Brooklyn or NYC, hopefully you'll be able to find an instructor at some point, and you'll be able to apply all the things that I've gone over to whatever form that you study with your instructor. But for now, let's just try this out virtually. I'm going to try and find and stick with a regular time for these lessons so people can actually join live if they know when it's going to happen, and maybe post comments and questions. Another thing that I think would be interesting is if people show up, we can start like a meetup, like a Google Hangouts or whatever, Google Meetup, Zoom call, whatever, so that we can kind of chat in real time about stuff, which I think would be interesting. But we'll figure that out as we go. But really, these videos should be something that you either review on your own time or try and even download. And I can talk to people that maybe don't know how to do that, the best way to download videos and watch them with some software so that you can kind of pause and rewind and see the moves again. And that's how a lot of how I learned Tai Chi was through videos of my Sifu, in addition to the lessons. So I think the best time for me, and I'm saying this now and we'll see, but I think it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays around 1 p.m., which is when my son goes to sleep. And this is an important point. This is well before I start drinking for the day, which is going to be a very important point throughout these next few months. But seriously, you have to practice before you start drinking. You have to practice before you smoke. You need a clear head to do this, and you can trust me on that. So this will also give any West Coast or European friends an opportunity to participate. I've always found that 1 p.m. New York City time is a good time to include people from either of those coasts. I can imagine sessions going about 30 minutes, and I have no plan for this. We're just going to kind of stumble through. So as we go, I'm going to, I've got lots of emails from my Sifu, and I have these 2 books here that I really were very important to me when learning. This one is called Yang Family Secret Transmissions, and this one is called Wu Style Tai Chi Chuan. And this book has really great illustrations, and what it has, more importantly, are every move is broken down. This is not the form that we study. We do study Wu Style, but this is a different Wu Style form. But the moves are there. All the moves are there. They're just sort of reordered, and every move has is broken down as to what you're going to be feeling in your body as you perform the move, and also what the application is. This one is a bit more. This one's a little bit more modern. Modern. I think it's from the 70s. I'm not really sure. But these 83. But these writings are from I think the 1800s. But I'm just going to read this one bit here. This is from 1925. This is called the 10 Important Points of Tai Chi Chuan. I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to list the points because maybe this will be interesting. Number 1, the energy at the top of the head should be light and sensitive. Number 2, sink the chest and raise the back. Number 3, relax the waist. Number 4, distinguish full and empty. Number 5, sink the shoulders and drop the elbows. Number 6, use the mind and not strength. Number 7, unity of the upper and lower body. Number 8, the unity of internal and external. Number 9, continuity without interruption. And number 10, seek stillness and movement. And this text puts about a paragraph to explain each of those points. But each of these points is taken from the Tai Chi classics. So the classics or the Tai Chi poem you can find online. I'll try and find a link to it or something. But it's something that I encourage people to read as you practice. It's a bit esoteric, and as it might discourage some people because it doesn't really have any clear answers in it. But as you study, I think it becomes more clear what the poem is referring to. And there's these other texts that accompany that can help explain that as well. For now, though, I am just going to keep this going. We're at 16 minutes. Oh, cool. And I'm going to do mainly just to test out the audio and the video. I'm going to do a few minutes of the form, and we'll see how that goes. I have this 2 camera setup, and I have no idea if it's useful or what, but let's just try it out. Uh-oh. That looks frozen. Hooray. All right. I'm going to put my hood on because I think it helps show the shape of the neck a little better. And we have a front view, and we have the side view. Okay. So opening form. I'm not going to talk too much because this is, like I said, just more of a test. So let's just do it. Guitar. Raspberry tail. Single lip.
specialties.
All right. So that was that. Yeah, like I say, let's try for this Tuesday around 1. If anyone's watching this through the end, thank you. Yeah, I guess that's it. See how it went. See you then.